You know what? Be comfortable.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to Coffee Chat. I'm Don Wamsley, your host for today. And today, we're talking about something that is almost a perennial activity, only broken by the dreaded COVID, and that's the NACI major production. They are in rehearsal, getting ready for performance next week, and it is going to be Disney's The Little Mermaid, and now we're going to meet the people who are instrumental in making it happen. I have Allison Bailey, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
I have Megan Peters,
Hi.
welcome, and Alyssa Alhambra.
Yeah.
Is that
Hello.
correct?
Yeah,
Good.
that's
Well,
right.
so welcome to Coffee Chat, and it is a chat, so let's start. Do you know what number of major production this is?
Oh my gosh, I don't. I
That's
did do a
okay.
little bit of research
Yeah.
with Dad. So Brian Bailey, when he did his productions, he did 28.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't fill in how many Blair did.
Oh gosh.
He's done at least, I bet, another 15.
I would say. So a lengthy
Yes.
reign and very consistent, and a number of individuals who've gone to school here have been part of it. It's really quite exciting. They're all, I think they virtually were all musicals.
Almost all, yeah.
Yeah, there might have been one or two that weren't. And it's wonderful because clearly we have a lot of talented young people in Nipawa. So let's start with Allison. You mentioned your father, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Brian was instrumental and probably the reigning time king for doing major productions. And how does it feel to sort of be following that legacy?
It's really cool. I
Yeah.
mean, it has been a lifelong dream of mine to try to be a director and produce a musical, and that came from, as a kid, I was always around at rehearsals. In fact, there's a smell memory that I have of going into the high school. We still sign in when we go in after hours in the same sort of closet room, and that smell takes me back to my childhood because I remember going in as a kid for rehearsals and being with my dad and following along. And then, of course, in high school, I was on stage, and so I've always wanted to try. So this is my debut.
That's really nice to see. So you are the director.
I would say co-director. I've got two great helpers here.
Okay. So do you split your roles, Megan? What's your role in this?
I kind of fill in with more the prop drama coaching aspect of things. Yeah, I'm the drama teacher, so
Okay.
currently, so that's kind of my MO.
And for me, I've been mostly doing music stuff, so I was teaching the singers, and I'm also operating all of the music happening during the production. And I've been helping with choreography and some of the drama aspects of it, although Megan and Allison have been the experts in that regard.
Excellent. So how many young people do you have involved? How many are in the cast?
On stage, we have 30.
Okay.
And that is, we've got about 10 main roles and then 20 in our chorus. And our chorus is amazing. They are young kids, young students, mostly grade 9 and 10, and they are doing, each of them has at least 2 roles, and some of them have up to 5. So they are really busy. They've been working
wonderful.
really hard.
Now, do you have any kind of support, other support groups like parents' engagement or anything like that happens?
We do, we have other groups within the school that are definitely supporting. We have got
Yes.
some behind the scenes parents and things like that have had supporting in lots of different capacities.
And we have 2 other teachers that have been working on sets and
Okay,
set design.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna ask.
And then we have a team of 3 teachers who have been working on publicity and front of house stuff.
Good. And
So I've been delegating.
good for you.
It takes a
Good
team,
for
for
you.
sure.
A good director always delegates. So you're looking at, just so I can get it in quickly, your performance dates are the 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yes.
7:30 in the evening, both all 3 days, and 1 or 1:30 in Saturday.
1:30.
1:30 in Saturday. Tickets are $15. You can get them at Arts Forward. So that's the first plug. All right. So make sure you don't want to miss this. It's been a long
No,
time
really,
since
I don't.
COVID.
Yes.
You
And
know?
I think we're at a really good place, and the kids are so excited, and
Oh,
it
I
would
can
be
see
amazing
that.
for them to have full house.
See a lot of
full
energy here. That's
audiences.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So who's doing choreography?
I've done most of the choreography. However, the company that we rent the musical from, called Musical Theatre International, has provided some choreography notes. So we've taken from there, and we've also had student choreographers. So we've had 5 students who have helped choreograph, and we've worked together.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
A lot of engagement like that. When you're looking at something or producing something from a company like Disney, what are the copyright challenges?
Yeah, you have to sign a detailed document about Disney, and there's some heavy royalties. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just part of the thing.
Yeah,
It's wonderful. It's wonderful music.
Yeah, and they have a family company. They want it to maintain that image, and so you will maintain that image for them.
Perfect. What have been some of your challenges?
Our timeline has absolutely been a challenge. I think this is normally something that is done in the spring, and for a variety of reasons, we decided to have it in December.
Yes.
So that kind of crunched the whole timeline in general, put us in a bit of a pressure cooker. And then the other part of that is that we're right in the middle of cold and flu season.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes.
We have cast members that have been,
Dropping like
sick,
flies.
and so it's
And us as well.
had to navigate.
Yes.
Yeah, we've all had to navigate that as well. So I think that's definitely been 2 of our main challenges for sure.
So when you did auditions, how did you choose your principals?
How did we choose it? Well, I feel
You'll
like
see. I
yeah,
feel
you'll
like
see.
when
I
you
feel
come,
like
you'll
when you
see.
see, you'll know. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she sounds like Ariel.
yeah,
She's, sells Ursula.
yeah.
So how do you find out? I'm presuming have you seen the musical live before? Have you seen certainly the film?
Yes,
Does the script follow the film pretty much?
Yeah, and because we're doing the junior version, the junior version means it's a shortened version. So it's not a 2.5-hour musical. We're thinking it'll be about 75-minute runtime.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and so that was something purposefully chosen for our first one, a little bit smaller, something easier to tackle. And it does follow the plot of the movie, except condensed. So there's parts that aren't there, but
It's probably a wise decision starting out because
Yeah.
Clearly when you're talking about timelines,
Yeah.
a larger scale production would have been, wouldn't be sitting here. You'd be busy rehearsing or doing something
Yeah.
else like
Yeah.
that at this point in time. So what have been some of the real high points during the rehearsals?
I think one is just seeing how the kids have come so far.
Yeah.
Really, the other day at rehearsal, I just took a moment to sort of sit back. We were getting ready, and I just went to the back of the theater and watched. And I saw an interaction of a grade 9 student go up to a grade 12 student, and together they were just practicing some choreography. It was magical. And just, the kids have been so engaged, and there's energy, and they've got something that they're excited to stay at school for.
Yeah.
That's nice when you see that kind of thing happening. It means things are gelling very nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it challenging? Was it like herding cats to begin with? Was it? How did you find it?
Well, I think at first, because we haven't had a production in the building for 3.5 years,
Gosh, it's been that
right?
long,
So
eh?
people didn't know, and like kids, I think they clearly understood the commitment that was needed to do this.
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah, I'd say that was a bit of a challenge at the beginning too, just making sure, okay, do we have enough kids that are going to be fully committed to this process?
Because commitment is a
Huge.
very heavy
Yeah.
component. So yes.
And we've been rehearsing 3 days a week since September, and now like 5 days a week the last 3 weeks. So
have you ever done anything like this before?
Ah,
This scale?
not of this scale. I mean, I helped when I first came back to Nipwa. I helped Blair with a Shakespeare in the Park,
Mm-hmm.
but that was kind of
Yeah.
mini compared to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
about you?
No, not at all. I'm an artist, former elementary school teacher. I love this kind of stuff. I love, being involved with set design and costume design and the drama of it. I probably should have. We just didn't have it when I was where I went to high school, so it just wasn't something I was exposed to, and so it's been really cool seeing the growth in the students and how excited they've been about it, and it's pretty amazing.
That's cool. And you?
The only time I was ever involved in a major production was actually here in Nipawa. I student taught here with John Hodge back in 2019, and that was the year they were putting on Once on This Island. That I think it was the last musical or
Before COVID,
last
it
major
would have
production
been,
before
yes.
COVID. So I was lucky enough to be here during that time, but my role, excuse me, during that time was just being part of the pit band, playing trumpet. So trumpet and percussion, I think, is what I did. So.
And actually, Alyssa and I just missed each other because I helped Blair do auditions for that musical and then went on maternity leave when she came as a student teacher. So literally.
Yeah.
Oh, neat. Neat. So how's your dad been in all of this? Has he been beaming?
Yeah, he's been so supportive. When I want to like pull my hair out, he's like, just, it'll all come together. And he's got stories of, I remember a dress rehearsal that was awful and I didn't think it would work and they pulled it out. So he's just been, keeping the faith for me and telling me it's going to be okay and a calming presence.
Well, it takes a lot of commitment and time commitment on your part. How have your significant others handled all that time away?
It's been tricky. My husband has been doing a lot of lead parenting and a lot of house stuff and with 2 small kids at home. Megan also has small kids at home, so it's been.
I rely on
hard.
my parents a lot to help out.
Yeah.
Well, and that's just part of it, but you get a tremendous satisfaction out of doing something like this.
I think so. I think that's
You
the
will.
end game.
When it's
We will.
done, you'll
I've
feel
already
that.
started
You'll feel
feeling
that.
glimpses of that, moments of that.
We're still in the lead up for
Yeah.
where it's really the final crunch.
Yeah.
We're going to
one
make this
week
happen.
away.
We just have to, we live, eat, and breathe this right now.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So it's, we haven't had that moment to go,
Yeah.
Well, that sort of happens after the very last one. Do you
Yeah.
have a wind-up sort of activity planned?
We will do, after each performance, we'll have like a little gathering of food with the cast. And then our plan is to hopefully do like sort of a viewing party with the cast in January when we
that's
come
cool.
back.
That's a
and
very nice idea.
yeah.
Is it being filmed? Can it be filmed? Is copyright
Yeah,
allowed to-
right. It can be filmed, but we had to have special permission to
Yeah.
do that. And it can only be filmed to then be distributed to our group. So,
Okay, so they can be very, very particular.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add? Anything you can think of about your experience? A funny story?
I guess I am just so grateful. Like, really, I feel like I had this dream. I wanted to do this. And then I had 2 amazing women join me. And I'm just so grateful for their help. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So, thank you.
So let me ask, what motivated you to get involved?
Allison's
Yeah,
10-paragraph long email that she had sent me before I had even met her. I did not meet her, and then I got a long, 10-paragraph. In her email, she said, I'm overwhelming myself, so I hope you're sitting down. And then her email started, and then she strategically placed herself beside me at our first staff meeting. So just like a little background on myself, this is my first year being a teacher. And I'm new to town. I was born and raised in Winnipeg, so I was new to town, new to the job. So I'm actually very thankful that Allison reached out to me to do this with them, with her and Megan, because I think I don't know, I couldn't imagine starting my career off in any different way. I think this is the way it was supposed to happen. So.
Yeah, we actually have a common teacher between us. Wendy McCollum was my band teacher here, and she's a professor at BU now, and she met my sister and Brandon, and they talked about The Little Mermaid, and then Wendy was like, oh my gosh, Allison and Alyssa are perfect pairing, we need to get them. And then I sent the 10-paragraph email.
Those 10-paragraph emails are either very successful or they run for the hills.
Exactly. I'm glad she didn't run for the hills.
What about you? What?
Well, I knew I was going to be I'm on a term, and I knew I was going to be teaching drama this fall, and so I kind of honestly just on a whim didn't know what I was getting into, and was like, I feel like I should be involved with this. I will help with props, and then it's a slippery slope, and here we are.
Sure is, yes.
But it's been great, and like Allison said, this has been an amazing experience. I've only been teaching at the high school here for a couple of years, so it's been an amazing experience to be with both of Allison and Alyssa doing this. Like, you know, we've gotten a friendship out of this that we otherwise maybe wouldn't have had.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's really been fantastic and nice to have as well. So
And that often happens, doesn't it? You come together, not necessarily because you're already hooked together, but then you find something and you find a common ground and it develops friendships and
it's like a
ongoing things.
trauma bond.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely. Anything else you'd like to add?
I mean, get a ticket.
Yeah,
Well,
I just feel like we're, you know, we can use some joy in our community right now, and this is a great experience, and the kids are so excited, and
they've worked so hard.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. If you're coming, you know.
Well,
you won't regret the
No.
$15.
live performances are always amazing. And we haven't had a live performance of theater of this kind as well for 3.5 years, as you said. Tickets at Arts Forward, $15 a ticket. Doesn't matter whether you're an adult or a student or someone else. Again, is it Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night at 7:30 at the Roxy, and 1:30 on Saturday afternoon at the Roxy. I don't know if there's really any other questions that people could ask about that. I guess they could contact Arts Forward if they wanted more information.
Yeah.
That's where things are happening. So when do you start build? Have you test builded the sets? When do you do your dress rehearsals?
Yeah. So we're in the middle of technical rehearsals this week. So Tuesday, we added in mics and we have sound, we have lights. We're actually using projections on the screen with some other sets in front. And so today we have our second technical rehearsal, and our first dress rehearsal is Sunday.
Perfect.
Yeah, and we actually will do a second dress rehearsal. The sevens and eights get to come watch our second dress rehearsal to sort of, you know, build momentum coming into grade 9 and joining the program. So
the nice thing about musicals is that you, unlike perhaps many stage plays, you have a number of people who can be engaged and be on stage and do that as well.
Yes.
It's really a wonderful opportunity. And I remember talking to your dad many years ago, and that's really one of the reasons. Well, of course he loves music, of course there's got to be music, but the thing about the engagement of a number of students, young people that can be, when I do plays, I rarely do more than 10 in a cast. So it's simply because of logistics, and you're looking at that. But musicals are so wonderful, and we've had some amazing musicals here over the years. So anything else? Anything you want to add? Got an opportunity here. You've got the television audience. You still got a few minutes to go. Just talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, like,
costumes alone, I think, are really cool.
So where do you get your? You're doing costumes.
yeah.
Where are you getting your costumes?
We
from?
have rented costumes from Brandon, a lady by the name of Lynn Leland, and she actually
we've done costumes from
I was
Lynn
going to
for
say
decades,
she used to be out here. She did them when we were here.
Yeah.
So this year Lynn just rented them. She normally comes out and does all the costume fitting and all that, but this year Lynn just rented them to us, and Megan and her mom actually have been doing all of the fittings.
Yeah.
And also some creating. Our Ariel costume, we needed something different, so they've created some of the costumes as well.
Yes.
And they look really cool.
Yeah, so that's been fun too. My mom's a former music teacher, so she had said to me at the beginning of the year, if there's any way that you need help, if there's anything you need help with, and I went, oh, just 1 second. And yeah, so she's been pretty instrumental. Like, I don't know, she has altered pretty much every costume that's up on that stage.
Like, yes, literally.
And then, so that's a lot of costumes, because they're doing a lot of costume changes throughout the play. So, and then I've kind of been on accessory creation duty. So I spend my evenings making mermaid headdresses and such.
It really pushes your boundaries when you're looking at things like this. You do things you never anticipated you would be doing.
Yeah.
And it sort of allows you to think outside the box, because sometimes you have to do that because it doesn't work all. I'm really glad to hear Lynn's still engaged. I remember her when she had houses on a farm completely full of costumes, sold them all, was not doing it again, moved to Brandon, of course.
Now her house of bread.
filled her basement
with
them.
Stack. She's a wonderful gal. She's really loved that.
Yeah.
And you? Okay, what have you learned from this? First year teaching and getting inveigled or entwined with this person into this venture.
It's been crazy. It's been nonstop. I definitely feel like I've learned a lot about like what do I need to get done, what's important right now, and like just time management. I'm still struggling a little bit. There's obviously like it's not perfect and I'm not 100% great at it yet, but there's definitely been improvement in that area for me just because in the past I've never had to deal with number one, a teaching job where there's so much like administration business that needs to be done just on the job end of it, but now there's also the musical added on top of it, plus like my personal life stuff that I need to take into account. So there's been just a lot of scheduling and time management things that I've learned throughout this process. But I don't know, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned was like have fun while you do what you're doing and like I think it's not as bad when you're having fun. So I always try to have as much fun as I can while still trying to get stuff done.
But your point's well taken. When you're looking at a venture this large with so many elements, it's not just simply people and their roles. There's singing, there's choreography, there's costumes, there's sets, there's publicity. And making things happen on time, and they need to happen within a certain thing. So have the rest of you found any of those kind of logistical challenges as well? I mean, obviously you've surmounted them, but...
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Like you just kind of, you learn, what to prioritize and what balls are okay to drop. Really, like there's things that are going to happen. And so I think we're all pretty good at delegating.
Yeah.
And the other part, like Alyssa was saying, that, having fun while you're doing it, it's a passion project. Like you either have to really love doing this,
that's a good way
or
to
it's
say
not going to be worth your time. Like you put in more hours and thought and effort than you could ever put a value on, really. So you have to really enjoy what you're doing, and that's the key to it, I think.
Well, you talked about the commitment on the part of the students, but it's commitment on the part of all of you and all the people who are helping you.
Yeah.
If you don't have that commitment, it's not a passion. It's not. Yeah. We're part of this project. We're really excited to see it going. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great buzz. That's really, really good. I'm trying to think of something else we can talk about. That you've covered an awful lot of ground. Anything you'd like to say as a sort of final comment?
I don't know. I mean, I'm happy that, like, I'm proud of our students. I think is the big one. Like, so proud. Like we have, you kind of expect the older ones to get involved and be committed and put in the time and effort. But like some of the kids that have put in a ton of work and are just super committed and they're ready to put in the full energy. We've had grade 9s, our chorus, without our grade 9s and 10s, we would have one.
This is also interesting. We have more boys in our chorus than girls, which is I never thought that would happen.
Yeah, it's been really incredible. Like I'm just really proud of all of their efforts and
good.
And it's really nice to see them proud of themselves and each other. Mm-hmm. Like I love seeing
that sense of community that they've created is amazing.
A lot of good things have come together for this. And you're right, we need this kind of feeling, this kind of energy happening, especially with what we've gone through the past 2.5, 3 years, and what we're facing now even. That's really good news. It's nice to hear. Yeah. I'm glad you guys came. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I mean, anytime there's a project or something going on, we'd be happy to sit down and talk about it. And this is... the first in 3.5 years, NACI major production, The Little Mermaid, Disney's The Little Mermaid. The three charming people you have here, Allison, Alyssa, and Megan, are instrumental in making this happen. It will be on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. The evening performances are at 7:30. The afternoon on Saturday, a matinee, is at 1:30. Tickets are $15. You can find them at Arts Forward. If you come, Please wait till the end of the performance before you throw flowers or whatever else you intend to throw. Laugh a lot, applaud a lot. You're really going to enjoy it. The energy will just be amazing. And so please be there. Get your tickets. There is a limited capacity. Are you opening the balcony or using the balcony for lighting?
We're using the balcony for lighting
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So you're just looking at floor tickets. You can see everything from every seat in that house. So please, let's get full capacity. Get out there. You still have time to buy tickets. End date was when, did you say? Was it the 8th?
yeah, I mean they
to
can
buy
buy
Until
tickets?
December the 8th, you
Yes.
can buy tickets.
Yeah. I mean, if we have tickets the night of, we'll also sell them at the door.
Perfect. Okay, that's good to know.
But let's not go there. Let's try and get a full house before that.
That would be nice to have sold out.
Yes.
That's really
Yeah.
great.
For sure, opening and closing.
Now, you said there's limited. There are times in the past where we've had theater productions filmed, but simply copyright wasn't an issue because they were in the public domain. Is there an availability for this to be done through Access Television, for example? Or can people get their own private copies of it, like parents, that kind of thing?
Yes, I believe the contract we signed is that parents and students in the production can have
Okay.
a copy for
Okay. That's
keepsake.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to hear. So, anything you'd like to add? Would you like to sing a song from it? sing a verse.
No, I think I'm good. I'll
how
let the
about
kids
you?
do
We're
that.
gonna save it.
No,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I
you
will
can-
say that.
although-
So if you're a Little Mermaid fan, that's what also got me involved. Is because
Oh,
that's like
okay.
that's my like I was like a kid when Little Mermaid came out.
Okay.
So, but if you're a Little Mermaid fan, it's got all the classic songs, but there's also some like new other ones in there that
Oh,
are
that's neat.
catchy.
Okay.
That they're in my head all
And
the time.
like my family is living and eating and breathing this with me. My 4-year-old last night sings his own rendition of Under the Sea and has his own choreo.
Yes.
So
That's,
Yes.
That is good.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lots of fun. Lots of fun. Well, I think that's probably it for us for Coffee Chat. We pretty much covered all the bases, I think, unless you can think of anything else you'd like to add.
I think we're good.
Well, thank you very much for coming here.
Thank
Much
you.
appreciated. And I know our audience will appreciate it. And remember, next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7:30 in the evenings, 1:30 Saturday matinee at the Roxy. Get your tickets from Arts Forward. Only $15 with 2 minutes left in the program. But I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for viewing. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.